Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital?
Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda Kimmel
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54,
a General Hospital fan podcast.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the General Hospital recap for September 19th through 23rd. Seriously, we're like the past 3 months gone.
Mm-hmm. See, it's not just me. This year has flown
No,
by.
it has been insanely quick. So we do have a couple Port Charles pipelines. That's not the song.
No.
Oh, but real quick, I put myself in a rabbit hole again. And Linda Pearl was also on Port Charles.
Oh, okay.
Yep. She was a character on Port Charles. And as many of you know, we did not watch it. So we don't have to really talk a ton about that. But Stephanie emailed us because she appreciates my background book catches. And I did not pay attention to the one with Finn and Liz. The Psychology of Memory.
Oh, that is very funny that this just happens to be there.
Yep. And then there was another book that says The Root of All Evil. And then I also noticed that By the IOSC, which we have seen in other offices, was also there.
They just share books. Here you go.
I know. I told you, someone just goes to Goodwill or whatever consignment shop or whatever.
Yeah.
And picks up books. But I love it. I love that little attention to detail.
Mm-hmm.
I could not see behind Maxie this week, though, because after Stephanie sent that, I was like, someone does appreciate it. But I couldn't see the books behind Maxie. So if you could see the books behind Maxie, let me know. That was really it, I think. I had a lot of thoughts this week, though. Oh, and I don't know who sent this to us, but somebody wrote in saying, thanks for bringing my favorite little GH updater, Max. He's so darn smart about things that GH should do. I watch him every night on Twitter.
Aww.
So whoever you are, visitor 1233, because you went to the website, you live in Colorado. So thank you for writing in. We do love our Max.
Yes.
And a very sad, timely conversation with him that we had. He's okay. Watched his video specifically for that day because I was like, I need to know how he is. I mean, we're his adoptive internet parent.
Yes.
So, yeah. And Maurice retweeted Max's tweet about us.
Yes.
So, did you read the article I sent you that said, read this, all exclamation points?
I did not.
Amanda, open up your phone right now and read the article. I'll wait.
I did not. I'm sorry. I meant to get back to it, and I did not.
I'll give you a hint. Just go to the bottom.
Okay.
Probably above, I have an ad at this location. Yep, right down there. Read down there.
Oh, that is very sweet.
We are mentioned in an article through thelist.com. So Charles Shaughnessy became a grandfather this week, and we just happened to share his tweet and said congratulations. And they mentioned that we mentioned him. But it's in the article and hyperlinked. So thank you, The List. Roger Foylan. Thank you.
That is very cool.
Because I have a Google alert and it popped up and I was like, what's that for? So that was nice. Thank you.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
And congratulations on the grandbaby. That is so sweet.
I wish he had said what he was going to be called. I feel like he's a papa.
Mm-mm.
If you want to guess what Charles Shaughnessy's granddaughter is going to be calling him, let us know. Oh, side note though, my friends and I had a conversation about daddy.
Oh God.
Did they send you the picture?
No.
So there was it's a cartoon.
Oh, I did see that.
It has two scientists, and scientist number one says, let's name this spider Long Legs for its long legs. And scientist two said, not kinky enough. And I said, if that is referring to what I think they are, I said, you have to send that to Amanda. It was obviously not. And then we got into a discussion about how creepy it is for women to be saying the word daddy.
So on your iPhone, I'm going to embarrass Ryan here. On your iPhone, you can choose what it calls you.
Oh, yeah.
And so, maybe on your phone too. I don't know, because I don't know Androids. But anyway, so like years ago when he got his phone, as a joke, he set it up to call him Daddy. So whenever you're like, hey, Siri, instead of saying, what, Ryan, she says, what, Daddy?
Oh, you mean like that?
Yes.
Oh.
So Megan asked to borrow his AirPods the other day, and she's like, what is it? Is it just listed as like Ryan's AirPods? And he was like, yeah, I think. And then she was like, no, it's listed as Daddy's AirPods. And so we had a very good time making fun of him for how ridiculous it is, and that he needs to change that, because it may have been funny in your early 30s. It's not funny anymore when you have stepdaughters reading it, because that's gross.
I feel like that would have never have been funny. I'm sorry, Ryan. I like you. I find you amusing. Not that so much.
No, I don't either.
No. It's weird.
It is so weird.
Well, and then I followed it up with that I get even more freaked out when people call their lovers Daddy. And she goes, did you really just use the word lover? I said, I was not going through every single option of like a man, like, or whatever. I said, I was limiting it. I said, however, we also have something about that. So, jeez Louise. Okay, so yes, let's dive in. Oh, there was a lot of new opening credit photos.
There was?
Yeah. So, yay.
I didn't like take note of who was new, but I was like,
I did. When I noticed a bunch of them, I was like, all right, they just all, I mean, and if you follow their social media accounts, they post, hey, we're doing new photos.
Yeah.
I guess that's a way for someone to know if they're staying on or not. Like, why didn't I get my photo taken?
That would be a hard conversation.
I know.
So, I don't have a time slot to go get my new picture taken. What's up with that?
So we can get into that later, though, too.
All right.
We just don't have to talk about it right this second.
Okay.
So we'll do... Okay. I know that we had talked about, like, I was falling behind on, like, I wound up having to do everything at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know that Hulu has really been running late for, like, 2 weeks.
I did not know that either until you mentioned that people were very upset about it.
Because I happened to log on. It was Monday night. I think it was there. But then Tuesday night it was not. Or I don't know. It doesn't really matter now because I've watched all 5. But it's been a while, so... Eek.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Monday, Curtis reassures Portia. Tuesday, Portia consults with Finn. Wednesday, Curtis is wary of Selena. Thursday, Victor tries to impress Lucy. And Friday, Sonny offers comfort.
I was checking my phone because we had mentioned the one week I thought it was only a one-liner, and you said it was more. And I realized I had watched that one on my phone. So I was trying to see if you have the same... like on your Hulu TV screen, or if it just shortens it down. So were yours all one-liners this week? Okay. Then that's what the,
I think you just might not have scrolled down.
I might not have. I don't sit there and check them all out. And if I was watching them on my phone, that meant it was one of my many ER visits over the last couple weeks. So I was not focusing on that, but
totally fine.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
They're all, I mean, I guess they didn't want to give a bunch away, but they also don't make me super interested in...
The thing is, like, this all needed to start in June.
Right.
To carry us over the summer, to get the, although, like we've talked about, there is a younger audience now because of things like Hulu that are able to watch it at night. So maybe they don't necessarily need, but for us over the summer, we need it.
Right.
Like, that's kind of like a part of our...
It's a tradition that you get a juicy storyline through the summer to hook you even more and carry you on through. So now, I mean, not that we're not still hooked, but I didn't even mean for that pun, but that was good. Not that we're not hooked too, but yeah, it would have been better earlier in the year.
So I loved what you did last week with all the little fillers.
Yes.
Do you think we had any fillers this week? There's only one that I can really think of. Maybe 2.
I'm trying to think. I didn't make a note of fillers, so nothing really, really stood out. Last week it was just so obvious.
Yeah. I think that should be like a segment though. Like if there's something that you're just like, really? Just throw that like make like a little filler note or something. Cause I liked that. It was nice. Cause it knocked it out.
Right.
It brought us up. But
yeah.
This was a really long week. I'm reading some of my notes and I'm like, wait, that happened this week?
Yeah, I don't think there was much filler because I think they had their few storylines they were really focused on this week and we were moving along. I'm not sure what the point of some of it was.
Yeah.
I was confused, not to like jump too far ahead.
Go ahead. Where do we want to start?
But Sonny talking to that George guy.
I have a feeling that he was dead. I have a feeling that he wasn't actually there, that I don't know. I feel like he was an angel or something because...
But who was he? I had that same feeling, but who...
I thought he might have been Mike. And, okay, do we just want to get into this?
Sure, go ahead. Are we going to start crying already? Oh, geez.
No. I actually... So I didn't because I was so mad.
I was mad also because I feel like this is so unfair to Sasha. She's been through enough. And then to give that little glimmer of hope and then he dies anyway was ridiculous.
I was glad that she was not the only one that saw him awake, though.
Yes.
Because I was concerned.
They were going to think she was crazy.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Although he did say that the attacker was wearing bracelets. So I feel like that could bring us back to Esme doing this on behalf of Daddy.
Right. Right. I felt like they were instantly trying to make us think that it was Dex. Because then he had his dog tags on at the pool the next day. Or like the next shot. And whenever he moved, they were jingle, 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 jingle.
Oh.
So, I think that that's just too obvious because they were like, here you go.
So we did a poll and 60% of Instagram does not think Dex is the killer.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you guys.
40% say yes. So, I mean, that's kind of close, but I don't because, again, too obvious. I didn't pick up on that. I just took it back to could be Esme, could be 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of starting to think more on that because what if we tied Rory and Esme together? Because Rory and Esme didn't really ever interact.
No, they did not.
Like, she was aware of him because of Trina.
That could be her long-lost siblings.
Well, that's what Max was saying.
Yeah.
He could have just been obviously avoiding her to not draw too much attention.
Right.
So I feel like... But
yeah, well, I really...
wasn't thinking of the dog tags.
Yeah. But it was so obvious. That's why I think that that's not who it is.
Okay.
It's because it went right from that to him, like, moving about in his chair, and then you couldn't help but see them and hear the clink, clink, clink noise. So I do not think that it's him.
Let's just stick with Brando before we get into hooker theories. Come on, guys. You had to give us a name before we came up with one.
Yeah. Everybody went straight to hooker. There's nothing else you can do.
That's what they are doing.
Yeah.
That's...
No,
so Brando died.
Well, I didn't want it to be Brando, and I didn't think it was going to be Brando already, just because, as we had discussed with Max, there was multiple people, and we don't do spoilers. Like, we had not seen the cover of that magazine until Max said something to us about it, and then we looked at it to engage in the conversation. Once you
I don't feel like we did any spoilers, because it was a guessing.
It was a guessing, and if you've been to your local grocery store, you probably already saw it. I just happened to be oblivious. I looked at a magazine to buy as a joke for Ryan's birthday. They're
insane.
All about cats. It was $15, and I was like, I'm not spending $15 on a joke present. So I can't even imagine what the soap magazines are now. So I don't even look at them because I don't want to read them because I don't want the spoilers. But on top of that, I'm not spending whatever they cost on it.
Yeah.
So anyway, Max said, all the people were on the front of the magazine. Who do you think it was? And I did not think it was going to be Brando because I thought it was going to get further along.
Right. That's the thing. I'm more upset about the fact that they did it so soon in, because now if 3 more people die or 3 more people get hooked, they're not going to die.
Right.
We're not disappointed that they're not dying, but it's
you
what's
blew
the
your
point?
Own story already.
Right. It would have been nice if
they could have had him in the hospital.
Exactly. They could have had him get sick. They could have been like, what is this?
Right.
Maybe drag out the Finn thing a little bit longer. I mean, I do think that is taking us somewhere, obviously.
As much as I hate the coma idea, throw him in a coma for a couple weeks.
Right.
And have
he doesn't even have to be on screen.
Right.
Yeah.
I would have liked that so much better than to just kill him off. And I did. I feel bad for Sasha.
Yeah. Well, so Johnny Wachter, this I cried over.
Aww.
He gave an absolutely beautiful message to the fans on Instagram, and I think I am going to play it because it's just, if you're not on Instagram, because I know not everyone is. So.
Good morning, General House fans. This video is for you. It's been a couple of days since the demise of Brando Corbin in Port Charles as we know it. And I have to tell you, I have been so blown away by the reaction from the fans. I had no idea you guys cared so much about my character. And I'm just, I'm so grateful for the outpour of questions and support. And I've always said that the fans of General Hospital are the greatest fans in the world, and I truly believe that. And this is just further evidence of that. The show's been going on for almost 60 years, 252 episodes a year, and you guys tune in every week, and you care. You care about the story, you care about the characters, and my character's no different. And whether you were excited to see Brando Corbin killed off, or outraged and have questions, man, I'm so lucky to have been on this show. Truly, as an actor, we're lucky anytime that we get a job. It's a celebration every time that you book something. And to be on a show that has a fan base that is this loyal and cares this much, I'm truly going to miss it. I'm going to miss reading y'all's comments and your opinions of what the character should do or what the writer should do. It's really a unique experience. We get to show up and bring these stories to life and bring these characters to life. And it just makes our job that much sweeter. It's already the coolest job in the world to get to act. And, to see how much you guys care and how much stake it has. And I'm so blessed, and I'm going to miss you guys. So thank you so much for letting me bring Brando Corbin to life. Thank you for caring. And thank you for all the support and the well wishes for my future endeavors, whether that's, back in Port Charles at some point, or, another show or other films, which there's some coming. Thank you guys. I'll miss you. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week.
Aww.
I mean, that was just, I think, the classiest.
Yes. He's so sweet.
He is.
I don't know where else they could put him, and I don't think it's for a while, but I will be sad if they don't find somewhere else to put him.
I think they messed up.
Oh, yeah.
That was just... I don't want to sound like that fan, but that was a mistake.
It was. It was absolutely a mistake. There's so much more that they could have done with him. I mean, I don't want him and Sasha to be apart, but they could have given them time to get together and work things out and everything go great, and then blown them apart like they do everyone.
Well, exactly. This is going to mess up her story now, too. I want to know the point.
Yeah.
There isn't.
Right. And it doesn't sound like from that he had other work he needed out for.
So there is an article, and I'm trying to find who the article was with, what magazine. I want to say, I think it was Soap Opera Digest. I could be wrong, but they actually took pictures of it and posted it on Instagram. And I'm trying to find it. And I read it. They just didn't renew his contract.
Such a mistake.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, we don't need to get all into that because that's something that we do say that.
Right, right. But in our opinion, that was a big mistake because there was a lot more they could have done with him. But yeah, I'm interested to see now, are they going to take the next people that are hooked to the brink of death? Or are they just going to be like, oh, it was one stab, stitch him up, move on now?
Right. Do we want to continue with his death, move on to the possible new theory or the information we learned, or something that I had as an epiphany?
Oh, I want to hear your epiphany.
Okay. What if the killer is programmed with tarot cards? Because they never did anything with that. Victor gave a certain look when he found out about someone being hooked earlier in the week. Oh, you don't say, but I'm going to try to act like I'm being surprised right now.
Right.
And I'm like, ooh, bracelets. There's still that woman down the hall from where Drew was.
Okay.
What if it is two people, it is that woman, and what if the other one is Drew? And they're being controlled by the tarot cards. Because Victor also mentioned at some point that something earth-shattering. So now I think that he has the Ice Princess that's going to make an earthquake.
Oh,
that's
of course.
just like a whole other thing. But Brando mentioned the bracelets, and there was that woman down the hall from Drew. And I just said Victor's giving looks like he's aware of what's going on. More than just
But why
intrigued.
do you think Brando was an accident then? Or why do you think that Brando was hurt? Because I understand if Victor wanted Ava hurt because of all the Nicholas stuff.
Right.
And he already said, like, Ava needs taken out because she's going to blow up everything by saying that he slept with Esme. But why Brando?
Now I'm going to jump on the Sonny bandwagon that it's...
everything.
I'm going to abandon... Now that I know that there's those 5.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to abandon Trina being the central.
Okay.
Although I still think... I'm still going to throw it in there, and I just might have not been connecting the dots correctly. But if it is Sonny related, and if Victor does want to essentially take over Port Charles...
he was definitely messing with Sonny this week.
You know?
So.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of where... I don't know. That just... When he said bracelets, and then... I think it was in the same episode, because I have them pretty close together. Victor was on, and I'm like, oh. And I know guys can wear bracelets too, as Amanda mentioned, the dog tags and everything. But it just got me thinking, we never talked to... That woman is still
just locked
screaming
in
down the hall, so we don't know.
Yeah.
Could it be?
I like it.
It'd be out of nowhere. I don't want Drew to be doing it either, because
I don't want Drew to be doing it.
But
do you think maybe that's the difference? Is Drew is like somewhat controlled, but not all the way controlled, and so he just did the hook, but the other person is completely controlled by Victor, and that's why they put the poison on it?
Ooh. Possibly. Okay.
What if it's your good friend Valentine?
Nope. It is not Valentine.
All right.
It is not.
Is that only because Shannon refuses to believe that?
No, it's not Valentine. It's not Valentine.
The person seems pretty tall, in my opinion. That's why I don't think it's a woman.
Amanda, you're taller than a lot of men I know.
You just know short men. I don't know.
My husband's 6'4", but I mean, you are
and he is taller than me.
Yes, he is. But you are a tall woman. There are tall women.
Yeah, but they just seemed, I don't know, they seemed manly tall. Over Brando? Is Brando super short?
Isn't Sasha taller than him?
She's usually in heels.
Oh, true. I don't know.
And I mean, I guess a woman could be in heels, but I feel like, wow, you're super talented if you can go hooking people with that strength while in heels. Put that on your resume.
Seriously. Have you seen what Anna Devane can do in heels, though?
True.
I mean...
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still don't know who the hooker is. I'm not convinced one way or the other yet. I do assume that it's a man. That could just be me being sexist, though.
I kind of want it to be a woman, because that breaks all the stereotypes.
Yeah, I just don't think that they're...
But I think if it is, it's a programmed woman. So
oh, man.
Well, there's not really a lot of female serial killers.
Mm-mm.
Most of the time we do it because of emotions. That's why we have an entire show called Snapped.
Exactly.
I don't have the show. Snapped.
I mean, we might be on it eventually, but... I'm kidding.
It's not time for reality check yet. But no, that's just kind of where I went with that. But then I had another thought.
Okay.
So I don't know where to go because I feel like so many things got intertwined.
Yes, they did.
Okay, so where do you want to go now? And because I can always do that other epiphany later.
No, I'm good with your epiphanies.
No, because we have to get there. So are we done talking about
I feel like
Brando?
We're done. I mean, there's not much more to say. We thought he was going to be okay, and then he died, and that was sad. The only place to go
Sasha
next.
Did so good, though.
She did.
And Gladys.
I did think it was a little over the top of both of them, like, falling on the floor. I don't think I would fall on the floor. I just don't. I don't know.
If you thought Matt was going to be okay, and then you are so happy to come back and be like, he's awake, I'm going to go talk to him, and then you see his girlfriend on the floor, like,
I feel like
broken.
I gone over to the couch and sat next to her and cried and been like, oh my gosh, blah, blah, blah. No, I don't think I would just fall
I don't
to
ever
the
want to
floor.
actually know the answer to
exactly,
this, so.
But I just feel like, no, I would not. I don't know. Yeah, so the next step will be Sasha. I thought that was sweet. She went to the garage and she wanted to like hear him there and feel him there.
This is the stuff that made me cry. Him actually dying didn't.
Okay.
That sounds horrible, but
no,
like I said,
the emotion, yeah, you like put yourself in the character's position. And so to see Sasha crying, and then Diane had to be the jerk that was like, yeah, okay, but there's a legal problem here because...
Hold it. She wasn't the jerk.
No, but I mean, I bet she felt like she was the jerk to interrupt the grieving process and be like, hey, by the way, because the person who had, conservatorship over you is now dead, you need to find another one real quick or you're going to go to jail on top of everything else.
See, I feel like that is probably the kindest thing that could have happened to Sasha, though, because the last thing she needs is the police coming in and going, oh, right. Well, guess that didn't work out for you.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes.
Diane's like, no, seriously, we need to get this taken care of. We need to nip this. Sonny making it all about him, though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very distasteful, Sonny. Come on. So who do you think her conservator is going to be?
I just figured that it would probably go to Gladys. Because Gladys knows their wishes. That
she does. And
I think that she actually...
cares about Sasha now. And that would be...
And I think she
whatever.
Hold out Brando's wishes of...
See, I think Nina's going to offer.
Oh, gosh.
Because she likes to be involved in everything, and she still does feel like she's kind of, sort of Sasha's mom. I'm sorry that makes you throw your head back, but that's where I think we're going to be. And then she'll get to play it up. Look at what a good person I am. I'm helping Sasha by being her conservator.
I would like to put my vote in for Gladys again. I'm gonna pull for Gladys.
I'm with you. I just see Nina offering to step up out of the kindness of her heart.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I feel like that's the end of all that. But that does bring us to Sonny and the George guy. I felt like it was also an angel, but I didn't understand the point of it.
What I thought was going to happen was because when he fell asleep for a hot second, the lights went out and then he woke up. I thought that he was maybe going to follow Sonny to go check on Brando. And then he was going to transfer to be like, he was going to appear as Mike going to get Brando.
Okay. Sorry, I make you cry explaining it to me.
No, but I thought that would have been nice.
I'm guessing he was just supposed to be like
Sasha,
the guardian angel that took Brando or whatever, because the lights flashed with him. But I just wasn't understanding why it was just a stranger. Not that you have to know who your guardian angel is, but you know what I mean?
Right. I just have Sonny talks with George. So, but I'm glad George told him to go ahead, and maybe he needed the racetrack paper to make Sonny notice him, but he noticed him before that. So I just didn't understand the connections there. I think Sonny noticed him, but he wouldn't have been engaged in the conversation quite the same.
Right.
He'd been like, oh, how are you doing? Yeah, I'm in the hospital. How are you doing?
Right.
Oh, we're all here for a reason.
Exactly.
And most of the time it's
not a good one.
So
yeah, I felt like that was not filler, but just like why did we need to do that?
Yeah.
But okay. Nice to meet you, George.
Not really. If he had just not blinked. And then Gregory and Alexis talking about how the city has the right to know, that they should put out an open letter to the killer. And they were saying something about how I forgot to write down. I need to write sometimes my bridging to my thoughts, because I feel like at one point she kind of implied this has never been done before. And then he mentioned Jack the Ripper.
Right.
Oh, but Jordan going up to Finn and Portia the next day. And she's like, if these concern citizens.
Right.
She's like, I think they had the right heart, but they just kind of screwed up an investigation.
And Finn should know better. Why
this is not the second serial killer that he has been involved with.
Right.
When he came on is when Paul Hornsby was in the hospital, because that's when we found out about his addiction. Because they found his needles, right, and assumed that he was, and then he was, we're not going to get into all that. But this is the second serial killer that he has kind of...
And you just know... You heard them saying, we're not releasing that information to everyone. So why would you turn around to your reporter friend and be like, oh yeah, I heard it was a hook. And very frustrating. Oh, that's what was filler.
Gregory and Alexis,
but also Jordan and Curtis again. with the, why didn't you file the divorce papers? Are you still in love with me? Blah, blah, blah. We've already gone through this. She has said that, yeah, she's always going to love you because she wouldn't have married you in the first place if she didn't have strong feelings for you. The relationship's now over. You are living and engaged to someone else. So she's letting it go.
Yeah. And the thing that I just kept wanting to like bang my head off a wall over was, do you think if this didn't happen, we would have gotten divorced? All divorces are caused by something happening.
Right.
I think it's a fair,
And if I was
yes,
Portia,
if this did not happen.
If I was Portia, I'd be giving back that ring. Why are you asking these questions? Are you forgiving her for what did or didn't happen and now you want to start again? It doesn't matter what caused the divorce. The bottom line is we are divorced, or we're going to be now that we refile these papers. So why do you care what woulda, coulda, shoulda changed the relationship if you're so happy in your new one?
I do like how she answers questions, though, because she says something about, and that was the last time I saw those papers.
Right.
It's like, yes, that was the last time that you saw those papers.
Mm-hmm.
Did not like Jordan telling Sonny to use his own resources that he has to protect his family.
Yeah.
He is actually going to the cops.
Right.
And saying, can you help protect? And she's like, we both know that you have resources. No! You don't get to pick and choose when the mob protects themselves. That's why they do.
Right. 1 second, he's like, let's talk about this. And she's like, we're not working together anymore. I'm not going to listen to what you're saying and I'm not going to share information with you. And
Fair
he's
enough.
like, okay, that's fine. Well, then here, as a normal citizen, I need some help. And she's like, oh, no, wait, you're not a normal citizen.
Right. You can take care of yourself. It's okay.
Can't have it both ways, Jordan.
Nope.
And I know we needed to get there, but the audition with Chase, I kind of felt like was filler at this point also.
Well, because it wasn't. It was a dream. Oh, no. When he actually... Okay.
That awful outfit was a dream.
Oh, can we never do that again?
Ever.
I'm sorry.
Horrible.
It was horrible. The intro was ridiculously redundant.
Yes. Yes.
I'm sorry. I feel like I am just complaining this week, but
no, that was just awful.
I was like, why are they introducing him this way? This is dumb.
Awful. So I'm glad that's not actually what was happening.
Yes.
But when he went for the interview, audition, whatever, Curtis had already heard him sing before and even said that.
Well, Miss Wu needed a little...
I feel like Miss Wu knew she was already going to say, yeah, we're hiring him anyway. I don't know. It just felt like weird and misplaced. And then Brooklyn, who's been pushing for this, is like, oh, you're mad at me because we're doing this right after Sasha lost Brando, so we can just leave. Well, that is not something a manager would say to you because that's going to give you a very bad reputation. So, no. Yeah. It just felt weird. Like, and the fact that all of the girls in the room were like, oh yeah, he is so hot. But Miss Wu's, I don't know what he is, driver, whatever that guy is, right-hand man, and Curtis were both...
his bodyguard, her bodyguard.
Was that her bodyguard?
I think that's her bodyguard. He's always kind of like off to the side. I think he's her bodyguard. I believe his name's Lee.
Oh, okay. Maybe. I thought that they were usually outside when she came into the club. But anyway, whoever, him and Curtis were both kind of sitting there unimpressed. And then once it ended, he was like, yeah, okay, we'll hire you or we'll have you come do the show or whatever. And I felt like you could have done that all off screen and said he's playing here next Friday. We didn't need to see that.
Right. I mean,
I'm always up for seeing Chase, but that dream was horrible. I did not want to see Chase like that. And
no.
I just felt like it was unnecessary.
I absolutely agree. So when Brando died, though, I have, well, crap, montage means he's dying.
That was a good montage. That was really good.
Lights went out as Portia opened the door. I did like that because, like, that was okay.
Yeah.
So they did do a good job with like little things.
Yeah,
I think
did a good job killing him. I just didn't want them to kill him.
Right. Sorry.
And it made me. Like, I can't believe that he's been on that long. Like, as I was watching it, I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, that was a long time.
He looked like such a baby.
Yes. So, I don't know. I'll miss him. That was sad.
I did think it was weird that Joss questioned the guy watching her at the pool. She's basically been raised around bodyguards and having people
but she's always known
caring for her at a
that
distance.
There were bodyguards.
But I feel she's a smart enough girl. I feel like she should be like, that's probably one of Sonny's...
I feel like if she would have met him before, she knew the other bodyguards. Like Max and Milo. Hey, they're
Yeah.
going to be hanging out over here.
Right.
Okay, whatever. But that guy she had never seen before.
He was being a creeper.
A lot older, and he wasn't like just scanning the room here and there. He was staring at her. So
Right.
as a young girl, yeah, I would feel like, oh, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You're more than just checking me out, which is also ew, but
Right.
stop looking at me like that.
I'm just surprised that she just didn't. I don't know. I feel like from what we've seen of her lately, that would have been something that would have popped in her mind. And then that would have been something that she had asked. It was like,
Right.
did Sonny send you?
Yes.
Like, just let me know.
Mm-hmm.
If so, cool.
Right.
Just
I'll leave you alone.
Maybe
but
not be so
Ew.
obvious.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I'm saying is,
Yes.
yeah. Trina picking up on that's
Mhm.
makes sense, you know.
I feel like Sonny could have told her that he had someone watching her, though. I don't feel like...
With the way that she's been telling him off lately, though.
I know she gets angry with him, but I think a simple, hey, there's a serial killer out there and your mom wants you safe and she doesn't have her own security right now, so we're using my guys. She would have understood that. I don't think that she would have been like palling around with them, but it would be like, yeah, that dude over there is making sure I don't get stabbed.
Yeah.
Okay. I did think it was weird that Jordan was walking around with that hook like it was no big deal.
so mad at her.
Like, what are you doing?
First of all, on the pier, thank you.
Yes.
But
Like, is that really how commissioners walk around and are like, oh, let's reenact this. We're going to carry an actual weapon. I feel like, no, you carry like a water gun or something to get the feel of how the movements are. Not the actual, I don't know what a good substitute for a hook is, but that was scary. You could have hurt someone for real on accident.
so my thought process was, there's more than one hooker. This one's right-handed. It could be Ryan and Esme. Anna on Pier 54. Oh my God, Jordan's a jerk.
I like your thought process.
And I kept it there because I was like, no, because that also got me into, because I had mentioned about how I think it could have been two because one was at the front waiting
Right.
outside of Charlie's and then there was one in the back. So I'm gonna stick with the two.
Okay.
But
I'm just going to stay clueless over here. I'm not sure. I just think it's a man. I think
And
there's
then
only one.
she talked to Anna about lying to Curtis.
Yeah. I like their friendship.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just felt like they were kind of all over the place. Let's talk about the hooker. Here's my hook. Well, then let's talk about Curtis that is crazy. 'cause
Has
he's
nothing to do with it
asking me.
either.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing.
I don't know. It just felt like an odd placement for the conversation.
Oh, do you know what was really sweet, though? I mean, it was hard, but TJ,
Yes.
and he's like, he and Molly have a past. And I'm like, you are such a good man.
Yes. Yes.
I mean,
That was very
but
sweet.
they did form a friendship, and I think that TJ really understood. It was the whole, she thought they were breaking up. She was heartbroken.
Right.
You know,
Right.
he forgave. He formed a friendship with Brando.
Yes.
But
No,
he
that
also
was sad.
cared to make sure that Molly was okay.
Right. And I like that Jordan made that connection too. Like, obviously I'm freaked out that someone around my son's age just died.
Right.
So,
Did not like when Finn told Chase that he is not a cop.
yeah, rude much.
I understand that is technically accurate at this moment.
But it was not
that he's on
necessary.
suspension.
Not necessary to point out.
And I think that Chase was maybe just trying to have his brother's back on the, hey,
Yeah.
you sometimes you don't talk a lot. And then I think you just told the press about
Right. You don't talk much, but you just leaked a major secret. So
Yeah.
you might want to watch yourself. Craziness. I didn't like that Victor kidnapped Lucy, essentially, but I liked that whenever Anna and Valentine went to save her, she was like, I don't need you. Why are you here? Get off the boat. I got this.
Right. Well, and also if he finds you here, he's going to think,
Right.
gee, they put me up. How cute were they, though?
They were
all
very
week. Come
cute.
on.
They were. I will
They
give
were
it to
adorable.
you. They were cute.
Him almost sneezing.
Yes. She like
I
slammed him up against the wall.
I was like, I wonder what. I'm like, I don't feel like that was acting.
Right? It's just like, stop it. No, I like them together this week and that they're trying to figure out all of the Uncle Victor stuff.
The only thing is, and obviously I love Valentine. And I understand that he worked for the WSB,
Mm-hmm.
but he's not Robert. He's not action.
No.
He's brains,
Yes.
you know, and Robert is both.
Right.
But I don't see Valentine. I mean, I'm sorry. When he kicked that guy,
Yes.
I was like,
Yeah.
you did that.
Right.
It wasn't hot.
He's just not as,
Sorry.
no, and he's not as quick as Anna is. Like, she's like, give me your shoe.
Right.
Here, come on. And he's like, what? And she's
It's
like,
Italian.
hello, let's go. Like,
Right.
I need to throw this in there.
Yeah.
We're doing something.
I think he can be good with espionage
Yes.
and with the planning, but maybe just not so much the
He's a
boots on ground.
Behind the scenes kind
His
of guy.
Italian boots do not belong on ground.
Right. She's like, you can buy new shoes. You'll be fine. Come on.
Right. You can kind of
Afford
them.
Yeah.
You know?
It'll be all right.
Victor telling Lucy that he wants to give her some Cassadine infusion.
Yes.
I had to do a double take on that because when he said capital, of course, I was like, did he just say
yes,
what
he
I
did.
think he just said?
Yes.
He sure did.
Yep. That bracelet was beautiful.
But then apparently he has like an entire staff on the Haunted Star.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay. Dear writer who is listening, I like that they're giving like these little backgrounds because she was like, well, it was in your family until Helena gave it to Luke and Laura for a wedding present, but then it was cursed. And I'm like, yeah, but there's more to that. But that's a good.
Right.
Because
she can't tell the whole
newer
story.
viewers would be like, that's Lulu's. What does Victor know about it?
Right.
Okay, you gave a quick synopsis there, so I like that. But still let us do this, please.
I feel like they're opening the door for us.
I do too.
Here, elaborate on this. We'll just put a little trinket
If you
out
want
there.
to talk about how we could do better,
Here, always available for consultation.
we would appreciate that conversation because we think we could do better because the cartel just took a long time for me to put together.
and then
because
they
I had
threw us for a loop anyway.
yeah, but we'll get there.
Yep.
But like things like that, it's,
Yeah.
we could appreciate I feel like there's a collaboration that's possible. Just saying.
Uh-huh.
And also, if we could be allowed to talk to certain cast members that apparently, if they have certain PR, aren't allowed to do
That's
certain.
so weird.
I guess I get it because they want to see how they interact with, but can we just be like vetted?
Right.
Like, what's the vetting process?
Yes.
Here? Can we go through it?
Yeah.
We've already interviewed quite a number. I think at this point, and one of the things that we do mention when we talk with
It's been
industry is we don't want the gotcha moments. We are not going to, we directed people to an article that is a public article, but Johnny Wachter is also very kind and
Yes.
very kind in it. If it was scandalous and everything, we wouldn't. Oh, by the way, Chad Duell was on State of Mind. He was having major health issues.
I saw that.
From COVID. Like he was having heart issues.
Yes.
So like stuff like that, you know, but like we're never going to halfway through an interview
ask some scandalous question.
Right. Like that's just not, we don't care enough to rock the boat. We just want to talk to them.
Right.
And most of the time we actually don't really even wind up talking about General Hospital. Talked with Dan White about his cats.
Right. We really just want to know everyone's pets.
Right. If we could just get that list. Like I want to talk with James Patrick Stewart about a million things.
That's just going to be a conversation about the Beatles, and I'll just sit over here and be like, hi,
entirely,
nice to meet you.
He was also in Gettysburg, so there's that.
Yeah. Again, I'll just sit here and be like, hi, nice to meet you.
Like, we're just going to let her go. Anyway, back to the show. Oh, remember when they used to do that?
Yes.
But Victor, putting the moves on Lucy and everything, and she's letting him. She says, I am very much in love with Marty, but you're kind of making a case for yourself here.
Exactly. Marty's not here right now.
Please leave a message. It was just the way you said it.
Get back to you as soon as possible.
In the meantime, please don't hit on my girlfriend.
She has a right to entertain other friends until he comes back and accept beautiful bracelets from them.
I don't think she has the right to, but she's definitely drawing that.
She's doing it for a good cause.
She is.
I'll take jewelry for a good cause any day.
But I also think that Martin will understand. So
yes.
She's probably already told him.
Probably.
I mean, I feel like that's where they are.
She's not going to
Old Lucy wouldn't have.
No.
But especially where he's out of town, she's going to be like, so here's the deal.
Yes.
In case you happen to see, I'm with Victor.
I'm getting
somewhere. I'm just working with Anna. She told me to. And then Victor and Kristina laughing.
Yes. Sonny was like, not about that. He's like, nope. Victor, what do you want with my daughter? And he was quick to point out, this is also my niece.
But that was also a very fun Valentine moment when Sonny and Nina walk in, see Victor and Kristina, and Val's just at the bar, like looking over, like, there's nothing I can do about this.
Yeah, right. You guys want to handle it. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And then Alexis basically said the same thing. She was like, Sonny, you can go ahead and handle this, but I can't really get
or was it? No, it was Alexis. It wasn't Nina. I'm sorry. Nina wasn't who walked in. It was Sonny and Alexis.
Yeah, Sonny and Alexis. Yeah. No, but Valentine was sitting at the bar.
Right, because
like,
then Alexis and him got together and they're like, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and stay out of this one.
Right, let Sonny handle it.
Yeah. Did not like Nina's reaction to Sonny saying that he and Alexis talked with Kristina. She's like, you both talked to her? Yeah, we're her parents.
Yeah.
And she just witnessed a major crime.
Yeah. But Alexis, woo, putting her foot in her mouth. Oh. You're just going to stay in this dead-end job for the rest of your life? Mm-mm. Wow. Mm-mm. Yep. Even Sonny was like, you better tread lightly here, girlfriends. Like, what are you trying to say to our daughter?
If your child is supporting themselves, making a living, and working hard, if you are making a living, paying your bills, working hard.
Right. It's not like Kristina's running back to her asking for money for stuff.
It's not like she's out every night hanging out and being like, Mom, can you pay my rent?
Right.
You know, and she's being irresponsible. She is managing her life. And guess what? The hospitality industry, without people like Kristina maybe getting started in a local bar, then maybe moving, I don't even want to say up, but like, where do these people who have this opinion of the service industry draw the line?
Right.
Because they have absolutely no problem absorbing the services in a higher class establishment, but apparently...
Right. Where do you think that they start? When you go to the Metro Court, Alexis, and you have the people there serving you, where do you think they started at?
Shania Twain worked at McDonald's.
Exactly.
All right?
Exactly.
She and I have very similar paths.
Okay.
But exactly, like,
And it just wasn't the time for that conversation, even if that was something she needed to discuss. The point is to keep her safe. She's no more safer at Charlie's. She wouldn't be any safer at the Metro Court than she is at Charlie's. Like, there's...
The Metro Court has had bombings and burned down. And, I mean, that's how we got the Metro Court, because the Port Charles Hotel burned down.
Right.
You know, stuff like that. So I do think that everybody should be forced to work in some kind of a public-facing service, retail, restaurant, something like that.
Okay, thank you for saying retail, because if you were just going to say restaurant, I was going to be like, no.
No, retail.
I can't do it.
No, but something where you have to really engage with the public.
Yes.
Speaking of hotels.
Yes.
Peyton mentioned the hotel that Carly used to have in Florida.
I love it.
So apparently at some point, something happened to it. Like, I don't know, was it, I mean, I know that we were trying to figure out, like, what was the...
Maybe she sold it.
Well, remember we were just trying to figure out, like, how was it structured?
Right.
So maybe she did.
I don't know.
I would like to think that might have come from our 411, that you found the sister hotels.
Sister hotels. I just love the fact that she's not going home. She's going to figure out a way to not have her mom's grave moved.
Mm-hmm. I am glad that she is listening to Sonny when he said, seriously, you need to stay put, because it seems like...
Yeah, just stay there. You're safe there. You're one less person for me to worry about.
Right. I got Joss. And I think that she knows. I mean, they got their issues, but...
Right. He's never
She knows he's never going to let anything happen to them. So
yeah, I'm excited to see where her storyline develops, as she was sitting there talking to her mom saying, I came full circle. Now I'm back here. I don't think you're quite full circle, Carly, because you are in a much better place than you were when you left there.
Yes.
But I'm glad to see that you've learned some lessons about your mom was doing the best that she could and taking care of you, as opposed to your friend's mom that just had a fancy car, which made her the better mom or whatever. So it was nice to see. I don't know. I like whenever people appreciate where they came from.
A friend of mine's mom, and they shared this with us, always told them, people don't have big things, they have big bills.
There you go.
Because just because someone, how many times do we see celebrities go into bankruptcy, tens of millions of dollars in debt?
Right.
You know, you don't need all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Right. I mean, the point was proven. That woman had all that stuff and her husband was still willing to cheat on her with a 16-year-old girl. So
yeah, the Beatles had it right. Money can't buy you love.
Oh God. Okay.
Everybody does.
Thanks for songs with Shannon.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I'm just interested to see where that all's going to go.
And okay, people obviously, life happens too, and people with median income, average income, I guess, do wind up in difficult financial positions too. So there's that, but no, it's
bad things can happen to everyone. It doesn't matter what your social status is.
But just because someone has the big fancy thing doesn't mean that they necessarily even make that much money.
Right.
That's what really confuses me though sometimes. I'm like, who lets them? Who just says, sure.
Right. Right. Where are you finding lenders for all of this?
I don't know.
I couldn't get approved for some of the things other people get approved for.
No.
But anyway, yeah. I don't know where that whole storyline's going exactly, but it feels like Carly's finding her way, and I can't wait to see how she puts that woman in her place and hopefully does not have to move to the cemetery and finds whatever her next big adventure is going to be.
And quick side note, because some people I noticed on primarily Instagram didn't know who Virginia was. So they're like, we thought Bobby was her mom. So not so much a spoiler alert because it's 25 years later.
Right.
But if you are a newer viewer, you probably wouldn't know this. But and we've talked about it, how Carly came to town to ruin Bobby's life.
Yes.
But Bobby gave Carly up for adoption pre-Carly coming to, we never saw Bobby do it.
Right. We didn't know that Carly existed until she showed up to ruin Bobby's life.
Yes.
So Virginia was her adoptive mom that raised her.
With Frank Benson.
Yes.
Frank Benson. And, then Virginia left Frank.
Mm-hmm.
Frank later adopted Nell with an unknown woman.
Yes.
And that is why Nell hates Carly. Yep. Because she thinks that Carly left her.
Which so didn't happen, but okay. Just not correct. But anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope they don't have to move Virginia's grave. So, but I don't think there was anything earth-shattering that happened other than she finally got in touch with Drew and Sonny, or tried to get in touch with Drew and got in touch with Sonny to say that she was not at the conference and she was in Jacksonville.
Oh, my quick filler thought was, I appreciate that Nina's assistant's name is Shannon, but I think that it would have possibly been appropriate for me to be Leo's TSS. Just throwing that in there.
Oh, that would have been good.
That would have been. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And a TSS is therapeutic staff support. So if we saw Leo having in-home therapy or something.
Right.
Just throwing it out there if you need to change it.
All right. So then that brings us to Elizabeth. Or you got something else that I missed?
Nina visited Ava.
No, not surprising. I missed that. Blah, blah, blah. What? You still want to be with your husband? That's shocking because we haven't all seen that coming, that there's still sparks between you guys. Okay, you don't have to live with me. I guess you can go back to Windermere, but I just don't understand. That's what that conversation was.
In short, yes. For someone who didn't pay attention, that was pretty accurate.
I paid attention enough to be like, oh my gosh, I could have done this scene myself because we know exactly what's going to happen here.
Lucy giving Brooke Lynn crap for her turning her phone off? No.
No. You need that work-home life balance, and if that's what you need to do is turn your phone off to get it, that's what you should do.
Yeah.
But walking out of work for an audition, that was not so okay.
Yeah. Although very creative, having his music be the call waiting. That was pretty smart.
I liked that.
I did like that. Yep.
And she said everyone else liked it better too, because hold music can just be torture sometimes.
Yep. Is it still a thing to have a song playing when people call? I used to do that.
I could never figure out how to do that.
I used to have a different song for when different people called.
Yeah, I don't
for them to be listening to.
Right. Yeah, no, I could never figure that out. So I don't know if people still do that or not.
I don't know. Selena upset that Curtis did not get her blessing for his engagement. I thought that was cute.
It was cute.
But
she's like, or he's like, what do I owe you an apology for? And then she's like, didn't tell me about this.
I could have hooked you up with a jeweler. Yep.
Me and Miss Lou would be great friends.
All right. Where did you want to go, Liz?
All right.
So hold on. Alexis and Diane had iced tea at the Metro Court.
Okay.
And then Nicholas showed up and then went to see Ava and gave her a note that we don't know what it says yet.
Passing notes like in high school.
Oh, I wrote, does anyone else just space out when Alexis and Gregory talk?
Right?
I'm just like,
because it feels like the same conversation over and over again too. Let's have a conversation about how much smarter I am than you.
Right.
Well, let me remind you that I'm smarter because blah, 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 blah. But I'm smarter because of blah, 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 blah.
how about you're both smart and people are allowed to have different opinions?
Right.
Bam.
And if you're like starting a relationship, just go have dinner and see where it goes. We don't need to hear these constant conversations about how I'm a better writer. No, I'm a better writer.
And you can be respectful of people with different opinions.
Yes.
It's not everything has to be
Right. He
so
invited her to that conference so that because they were like on the same page. And then she was
Right.
like, actually, I'm a speaker there. All right, cool. I'll see you at the
Obviously, I
conference.
have an interest in hearing this topic.
Yeah.
Not everything has to be like such animosity and
Mm-mm.
friction or fighting.
Right.
It really doesn't.
Right. And I get that they're trying to like build up the suspense.
There
of them
is
or
no
whatever.
sexual
But
tension
no,
there.
there's not. There's not. So just, okay, if you want to be romantically involved, have at it. And if you don't,
Okay.
that's fine too. But we don't need these back and forth conversations all the time. They're not sexy.
No. Because there's not even a flirtation. I think that they're trying to force a flirtation in
But
there.
it's not.
But it's not coming through.
No.
It's not.
Because they're both so stubborn and pig-headed. It's not even like they can give a flirtatious compliment or
Right.
a flirtatious line for you to compliment me on or whatever. They're just going about, well, I'm better than you.
Right. And
Okay.
that's not, All right. So I think then that's all though. Yes.
Okay. So Elizabeth was under hypnosis, started to remember stuff, got pulled out of it because she was remembering Peter stuff and didn't want to tell Kevin about that. Then who said the thing about climbing the mountain to her?
Finn.
Finn said the thing about climbing the mountain and how it's about getting to the top, not like how long it takes you to get there or whatever. And so then she runs back to Kevin and is like, hey, I know you have plans, but did you know you are my on-call doctor for whenever I feel like it? Can you put me back under? Because I need to talk.
She was slightly more
now.
respectful of that. She was. He said, I have to go. And she's like, but I'm really having this breakthrough right now. I really think that if Kevin thought that it could wait.
Felt like she's a little extra pushy, but okay. And so then he puts her back under and she sees a man at the top of the steps that we have no idea who it is.
I think it was Jeff.
She thinks it was Jeff, but you don't see his face.
Okay.
And a woman at the bottom of the stairs.
Okay.
What? What's your aha moment? Because I'm so over this already.
Okay. No, you continue. And then I'm going to write down a name.
Okay.
Okay.
So she wakes up and cannot see the woman's face, does not know who it is, does not know who's at the top of the stairs, and finally has to let Kevin go because, you know, he has another commitment. So she grabs a sketch pad and sketches out the woman's face that she saw, and we have no idea who it is. And then at the exact same moment, Finn just happens to be going through old photos on his phone and finds pictures of his deceased wife.
Well, it wasn't so much happened to, it was Jordan gave him the toxicology report and he read that there was the venom from a reptile.
Yes.
And that was part of what he and Reiko were studying. So that's why he was looking at her pictures. It was because, oh, you just brought up my dead wife that the show forgot I had for like a year and a half,
all the time.
2 years.
Yeah.
And now suddenly she's going to be at the center of this whole thing.
So what's your note?
Hold on. Oh, I said, so we forgot Finn was a widower forever. And now we're expected to think that Liz met her years before and that they did Doctors Without Borders with Jeff.
Right.
Is kind of where I'm getting like the illusion.
Yes.
What if the man at the top of the stairs was Raymond Berlin?
Oh, I like that. I like that.
That's Hayden's dad.
Yeah.
And the other thing was, so are we to believe that Finn's dead wife had an affair with her current lover's father? His current lover's father.
Ew.
Was that where, I mean, did you pick up on that at all? If
Yes.
that man were, because she's saying, stay away from my dad.
Yeah.
So
But what is that age difference there?
I think we've already established that there's not really a boundary on that one.
It just feels so weird. I understand Finn is older than her, but really, Finn's dead wife was old enough to be sleeping with Elizabeth's dad? So we're saying that Finn is close to Elizabeth's dad's age? That's
Well, Finn also slept with his stepmom.
just stop. Oh my God.
Remember, he thought that his brother could be his son?
Oh, yes. I don't like all this. It's just too much in the family. And I don't like that I thought we were finally getting a Liz-centered story.
Right. And now it's going.
And it's going to be a Finn center, not even Finn.
They're finally
Finn's
giving him
wife's-
something to do, though. Let's at least give him, they're giving both of them something to do, but Finn has pretty much done nothing lately.
Finn could be figuring out what toxin is on the hook.
Yes.
He doesn't need to be part of Elizabeth's who's at the bottom of the stairs, who's at the top of the stairs.
But okay, if Reiko is actually closer to Finn's age, I think that Finn is like 10 years older than Liz. So then Reiko would have been 25.
Okay.
And
But then Reiko's cheating on Finn.
well, I don't know that, but I'm just saying that like,
What if she
if we're going
died
age-
at the bottom of the steps?
but if and she didn't, okay. So guess what, guys? We're doing the 411 about Reiko on Thursday.
Okay, but she died, and again, not to give too much of the 411 away, she supposedly died of...
We're not talking about this right now.
Whatever.
We're going to talk about it on Thursday, or else we're going to have nothing to talk about Thursday.
No, I'm saying I know she didn't die from a fall down the stairs, is not what we've been told all of this time. But I didn't know if maybe they were thinking that it was a complication, like falling down the stairs, and the fact that she had a
Hold
disease.
all of this thought, and we'll talk about that, because I like that train of thought. But if we
Yes.
keep on this, we're not going to have
Oh,
to do
right.
Thursday.
No, that's fine. But anyway, I'm just grossed out by the fact that we're going to have Elizabeth's boyfriend's dead wife sleeping with Elizabeth's dad, and that what exactly are those age differences there, because I don't see.
But then that also means that she's involved with the hooker.
Oh, man.
And 68% of people on Instagram think that Reiko is alive
Okay.
as of this morning.
All right.
Yeah. So Thursday, we're going to talk about Reiko because they kind of just threw her.
Right. Because
And
I have so many questions.
But thankfully, there's really not, I mean, there's just enough information that you'll want to know.
Listen, right.
But
But it's not going to be like going
Yeah.
on and on and on.
I'm not going to be like, oh my gosh, guess what?
Yeah.
Well, you know.
It will be exciting enough, but we don't have a ton of information because they have not developed her yet.
And then Jordan threw shade at Portia about the truth.
Yes.
She's
I
good.
do like that. But I feel like, again, she just needs to come out and say it.
Yeah.
Quit holding the secret in. Just say it.
Yeah. We're not in middle school.
So, all right. Well, yeah, that's the end of my thoughts on that because the rest of it goes to
Yeah.
the 411. Reality check.
I mean, so what's happened in your world this week? Did you hook anyone or blink your eyes and the lights went out?
No one died that I'm aware of. Didn't hook anyone. People I'd always like to hook. That it would be a really fun way of hurting someone. But I'm just saying, like you hear the typical, they stabbed them, they shot them, whatever, but how many times do you hear they hooked them? If I was ever going to become a serial killer, I would want something clever like that. I'm not going to become a serial killer. I'm just saying.
Okay.
There's some, I would want to have something
I'm
that people
questioning
remember.
being like your 2020 person. I'm going to be like, at one point,
I wouldn't do it.
thought that she was cool. And then we kind of got into this weird area. And now I'm not surprised that this happened. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to be like, when I first met her, no way. By the end, yeah.
I started getting suspicious when she was growing that rare flower garden in her backyard. Anyway, I do like that it's a different method, but I have not partaken in any of that ever, but especially this week. So it was a kid-centered week for the beginning of the week because Megan's nose is still bleeding. So
Oh my gosh.
we spent Thursday in
Sorry.
the ER from 4:30 to 12:30. Now they're on to maybe it's something with her chest, so they want her to go see a pulmonologist and blah, blah, blah. So
Really interested to hear how those are connected.
the intern...
The body really does fascinate me.
It does.
It's like, how
it does.
Yeah.
Like I'm with you, but I'm still like, I don't understand how medicine... Like, I mean, I guess that's how medicine advances is two people don't agree, and so they investigate. But we had the intern telling us that he thought it was all a complication. She was coughing up blood, that it was all a complication from the nose surgeries to go back to ENT. But the real doctor, you know what I mean.
the more experienced doctor?
Well, they're not a resident. What are they? Just doctor? The ER doctor?
I don't know, but the one
Sure.
that's not an intern,
The one that's not an intern.
the more established, the
Yes.
more
She-
experienced. Yeah.
She believed that it was something with Megan's lungs, and that was where it was coming from. And so they did a chest x-ray that showed nothing, and then they were like, yeah, we don't know. So here, follow up, blah, blah, blah. Return if she starts coughing up a shot glass amount of blood. And I'm like, okay, I'm kind to call the ambulance if that happens, because that's a lot of blood.
At once?
I'm going to freak out. Yeah. Yeah. If every time that she's coughing, it's a shot glass amount of blood, she needs to go back to the ER. And I'm like, well, you better be certain that that's where I would be headed to. So luckily have not got to that point. So
Wow.
we'll see what the rest of the week holds.
Yeah.
And then the other kid thing was Emily got her wisdom teeth out yesterday, and she was not as fun as all those TikTok videos, and I was very disappointed because I really wanted to see her being so silly, and she was not.
I was awake for mine. I just had a lot of Novocaine.
Well, that's insane.
Mm-hmm.
We've had this conversation before. She was put to sleep. Matt was put to sleep when he had his out, and he was funny because he would talk real loopy for a minute, and then he would like come to for a second, and he'd be like dead serious. Stop videoing me. I know you're videoing me. And then a minute later, he would be like, oh, look at that on the ceiling, blah, blah, blah. Emily was fascinated by the pulse ox thing on her finger.
Okay.
She was just like sitting there and she kept like tapping it, and then she'd hold it in front of her face like, oh, what is that light thingy? And then she would do it again. But she didn't say anything super funny. So I was disappointed because I wanted an embarrassing video. But anyway.
My husband has one. His neighbor took it.
Oh, see? That's good blackmail and funny to watch. But then like, I don't want to say adult because that sounds like a whole different whatever, but like the grown-up stuff that we did.
That doesn't sound much better.
Yeah, I don't know. The me time.
There you go.
There you go. Relationship time, date night. There we go. Friday was the 1-year anniversary of when we got engaged. And so Ryan surprised me with tickets to the country band Maddie and Tay.
Mm-hmm.
They were at the local venue, Jurgles. I had never been there before. Have you been there?
Yeah.
It was like super nice and like very intimate.
I haven't been there in a long time.
I've never been there. I was mad because originally when I looked and saw that they were coming, it said over 21 only. And so I was like, oh, I want to go, but like this isn't really Ryan's scene. And so I guess I'm just not going to go. If it would have said that kids could go, I would have planned a girls' night, and then he could have come if he wanted to, but the girls really like them. And I guess at some point they didn't sell enough tickets or something, so they changed it over to you just had to have someone over 21 with you.
Oh.
And so we got there, and there were like kids Madeline's age, and I was like, man, like I had a really good time with Ryan, and it was a nice date night or whatever, but then I felt guilty, like the girls would have really enjoyed this, and I would have brought them had I known that or whatever. But anyway, it was just nice to be in that intimate of a setting because it's different than a major concert where you're way far away and stuff. So that was fun. And then yesterday we took the kids to their dad's house after Madeline's football game and went out to dinner at Mitchell's Fish Market, which is like a yummier fish place to go. So
A yummier.
More upscale, but that doesn't sound right either because I was in like jeans and a t-shirt and just
a stop above Red Lobster.
My normal whatever. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but not black tie.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly. But it was yummy and delicious. So that was my grown up weekend.
Trying to think if anything happened during the actual week. Oh, we finally did the POA for my daughter.
Oh, good.
That was. It's hard to talk about that stuff. You know, we didn't go into the living will or anything with her because it was just tough enough with this. When we were trying to explain it, she goes, but I don't want to die. I was like, I do not want that either. I said, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm like, I'm not pushing this because just not going to do it.
Right.
And her 19th birthday was yesterday. So now I feel old.
You are not old.
I know I'm not old, but I mean, this time next year, both of my kids are going to not even be teenagers.
Yeah.
They're going to be, I know that they're adults now, but still.
Yes.
But yeah, we did the celebration last weekend. So that was kind of part of my 411 last weekend, or my 411. My reality check last weekend. And then she was with her dad for the weekend. So that's always a bummer whenever they're gone on their birthdays. So my husband and I went and did the dinner en blanc, which we hadn't done with the big group since 2019. My friend who got us into it, her cousin's girlfriend is one of the main organizers.
Oh, wow.
Like she's one of the people who puts the entire thing together. So in 2020, we just had a small one at my friend's house, just the 3 couples. Mm-hmm. So we did it ourselves. Last year we were going to, but then we had a wedding vow renewal and it was the groom has cancer and we actually didn't think he was going to make it to the vow renewal. So we were like, we are doing that. And actually a year later, he is doing pretty okay. Like he's still sick.
Yeah.
But he's doing okay. So it's not as we're not where we thought we were going to be, but we're very thankful for that one.
Right.
But it was a good time. It was down by the ballpark, but at a place called Allegheny Landing. So if you're not familiar with Dinner en Blanc, it's actually a worldwide movement started in France. Everybody dresses in white. You meet at a different location and then you walk to, because you don't know where it's held. And
That is so cool.
so you just walk to where the picnic's going to be and everyone sets up their tables. The first year is always the most expensive because you have to buy all the supplies,
yeah.
like the camping table, the chairs, that stuff. But everything's white and you make your own centerpieces. They have awards for best centerpieces and best dressed and stuff like that.
Oh, cool.
There's always entertainment. Last night's theme was magic. So like there were magicians walking around doing there were different performers. There's always a dance floor and a DJ and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's just a really good time. And the goal is, and you bring your own food or they do have catering. We've done both. I actually like making my own and just have some drinks and some food and hang out. The goal is when you're done, it's supposed to look like you were never there, like very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fun. Look for it in your city. Because there are wait lists. And that's the thing. So we sat next to two women who just moved here for work. The one said that she's been on wait lists in different cities and that she just happened to find Pittsburgh's. This year it was released a little bit later than in the past, but we still there was almost 1,000 people.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. It maxes at 1,000, but I think that they said that there was maybe only 50 spots left.
Wow.
So yeah.
It looks like a fun time. Every year I'm like, I want to go to that. And then I completely forget.
It's a good time. But yeah, so join us on Thursday as we talk about Finn's wife, Rico.
I'm excited because I have so many questions about her.
I know. Me too.
So have a good week.
And we'll meet you at the pier.
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to go to pier54podcast.com to subscribe on your favorite platform. Don't forget to leave us a review.
And you can also follow us on many social media channels. Just search for Pier 54 Podcast. Also, we are not perfect, so if there is something that we missed or messed up, just let us know by emailing us at pier54podcast@gmail.com.